Emily, I have a business trip next week. I need to get ready later today because I'm gonna leave early in the morning.
Oh, John, really? I can't believe you're leaving again.
What do you mean again? Are you complaining about me being out for a business trip? It's my job. I can't change it.
I understand that, but it doesn't really matter how many business trips you have. It's always too much.
No, it's not.
But you're always out for a business trip. You didn't change the department you work at or a company itself. It's so weird you go for a business trip all of a sudden.
It's normal to have unplanned business trips. I don't schedule them myself.
Yes, I understand that too. I also remember that before, you told me that there are not so many business trips at your work, so it's not that tough, didn't you? I don't understand why all of a sudden a department which does not have so many obligations all of a sudden increases a number of business trips.
Oh, okay, I see how it goes. You're a housewife, that's why you make such conclusions. You don't understand.
Oh, I am a housewife right now, but I used to be a full-time employee for 3 years after I graduated from university before we got married.
Exactly, that's what I mean. It used to be like that a long time ago. It's different now.
Well, that was not that long ago. We got married 2 years ago.
But it depends on the company. Rules are different in different companies. My company is like that.
Well, yes, probably you are right. Rules are different in different companies.
Exactly. It's absolutely impossible that the content of work is the same in each company. Sometimes the amount of business trips can increase.
Well...
It seems like you still don't understand. Maybe you think I'm lying to you.
Well, I don't think that you lie. I just think that it's a little bit strange.
So it means that you don't believe me.
I'm sorry.
Maybe you lied to me about something. Or maybe you feel guilty about something.
Guilty? What do you mean? I don't feel guilty about anything. So you suspect me of lying to you?
I'm telling you, you behave really strange. You suspect me of something as you try to find something so you can blame me.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean that. I wish things are good at your work. I really do. Good luck, and I'm really sorry once again. Hey, John. I need to ask you something.
Oh no. Why didn't you ask me before I leave? I'm at work now. Okay. Ask me, but quickly.
Well, if you answer me the truth, I won't need much time.
Why are you talking to me like that?
Okay, so that's why. Please answer me the truth, okay? When I was preparing your clothes for a business trip for doing laundry, I took your things from a suitcase and I saw earrings which are not mine. How can you explain it to me?
Earnings?
Yes, my dear husband. Earrings! You don't wear them, do you? And those were definitely not mine. So I'm asking here, whose earrings were those?
Well,
can you explain it to me, please?
oh, it was a present for you.
Oh, really? You think you can use such a lie?
It's not a lie. I found them at a local jewelry store and I immediately thought about you, Emily. They will suit you perfectly.
Okay then. So why were they unwrapped in your suitcase? If it's a present, they shouldn't be open like that, don't you think? You put a ribbon or something like that. But they were laying in your suitcase without anything.
No, really, I was planning to wrap them, but then I realized that I want you to try them on first.
Oh, okay. Can you please stop lying to me? First, I thought that those could be your colleagues, but in this case, you shouldn't have lied to me and be so scared. Do you have an affair? So she left them in your suitcase?
No, what are you talking about? Oh, I almost forgot. These are my sisters. I stopped by her house when I was on my way home, so probably they fell into my suitcase.
Oh, really? Does your sister wear earrings like that? I remember her wearing more simple items. It doesn't look like her, really.
Oh, Emily, you people's taste change sometimes.
Okay, I got it. Next time I see her, I return them to her.
Okay, I need to go now.
Sure. Good luck. Hey, John. What time will you be back home? Later than usual today?
Oh, sorry, I forgot to tell you. I have a business trip today. I won't come home.
Are you joking? You simply don't have enough clothes for a business trip.
Don't worry, I have enough clothes. Otherwise, I can always buy something.
That is so weird. I was told that you would have a business trip in several months, and now again you're leaving all of a sudden?
Well, my boss has decided it today. What can I do? That's my company's policy, believe it or not. Show some appreciation here. I am the one who provides our family with everything.
Yes, you are right. I'm sorry. So where are you going this time?
To Washington.
Oh, really? I thought you were going to Pennsylvania again to pop into your sister's house because you took the earrings. I left them in the living room, but I don't see them now.
What are you talking about? I'm not going to Pennsylvania. And why did you decide that I take them? I don't know where they are. Forget about them.
How can I forget? Every time I'm asking you about something, you become more and more annoyed.
So don't ask me anymore.
Oh, you definitely have an affair.
Oh, the fact that you're still doubting me makes me uncomfortable. I told you, I don't have an affair.
Yes, you do. Your trips to Pennsylvania and Washington, they are all lies.
Okay, in this case, can you please leave my house? Yes, you hear me. You don't show any appreciation or respect. I work for both of us, and you have nobody to help you but me. Your parents died, you don't work. You either say sorry for all your doubts or you leave.
Okay, I'll leave then.
What did you say?
You heard me.
What do you mean?
You just told it by yourself. Oh, I actually feel such a relief now, because I literally didn't know how to tell you. So I'm very glad you told it by yourself.
And what are you gonna do?
It's not your business anymore. We are getting divorced, right?
Divorce?
Yes, as far as I am living, we are getting divorced. And we'll be total strangers then. You don't care, do you?
Well, no, I don't.
Oh, perfect. Such a relief, actually. And I am glad I finally will be away from your parents. They were very annoying about us having kids.
Oh, that's how you thought about my parents?
I told you from the very beginning about kids and your parents said okay. Nowadays, some couples live without kids. And then when we got married, they kept saying that they would love to have grandchildren.
They changed their mind.
And I didn't, because you go to your business trips too often, not letting me know in advance. You blame me of accusing you, and yet I am 100% sure you have an affair. You always complain about the way I cook, do laundry. I am tired of all of that. Why don't you just say it clearly?
I'm not lying. I don't have affairs.
Okay, I trust you. I got it. But anyway, it's a good thing we sealed about our divorce mutually. I will leave you a divorce petition so you will have to sign it.
Okay, fine. But just to let you know, if I see you or your clothes when I return, I get rid of it immediately.
Oh, okay. Don't you worry. Hey, John, can you please calm down your parents?
Don't you understand I'm in the middle of work? What has happened?
They are arguing with me.
Arguing about what?
They came to our house. They're asking me how could I initiate our divorce, blaming me. But I have nothing to do with that. It was your decision.
No, it wasn't mine.
What are you talking about? It was you who told me to get out of our house.
But you were the first one who mentioned the divorce.
You didn't tell your parents that it was my idea, did you?
Yes, I did. That's exactly what I told them. 'Cause it was definitely your idea.
Oh, you are such a... They're blaming me that I didn't want to have kids. And that's why I used an excuse that I couldn't. But it's not true.
By the way, you know that you are going to pay for all the fees for our divorce, 'cause you are the part who signed the divorce petition first.
Oh, you are definitely wrong here. You will pay all the fees and penalties because they are paid by the part who was the reason of the divorce. In this case, it's you.
Oh no, it's you who's going to pay for all the moral compensation for my stress about the divorce.
I will get all of the compensation money.
Consultation? What do you mean?
I know everything about your affair.
Oh, again. Ugh. What do you know?
It's useless now to play a fool. I got all the information about you having an affair a long time ago.
Oh, don't be foolish. What can you know? You're not a working housewife. How can you even talk about things like that?
Okay, if you want to think like that, it's your choice. You will understand everything pretty soon.
I'm sorry. Are you threatening me?
No. You'll know everything soon enough. Okay, I must go now. Want to be polite with your parents? Somebody needs to be polite in this family.
Emily, I'm sorry. My parents won't disturb you anymore with all these conversations about kids. I'm really sorry. Can you please return?
Return? What do you mean? You received all of the official divorce registration papers, didn't you? So what do you want from me now? We are strangers. I don't want to know you anymore. Why do you want me to return all of a sudden? Is that because my lawyer was there? Oh, so he explained to you how much you're gonna pay, didn't he?
Well, he did.
Oh, I told you that, remember? But you didn't want to take it for a serious cause because I am a housewife. You underestimated me. Didn't you realize what happened to cheaters like you? If you didn't, I'm really sorry for you.
Well, I knew you suspected me, but I wasn't sure you knew everything. How come you hired a detective? A housewife cannot afford this.
A housewife probably cannot, but I started work since last month.
How? Why didn't you tell me anything? Where did you get the money for that? You just started working last month.
Well, I saved some money when I was living alone before our marriage. I didn't buy all the fashionable clothes, so I was able to save some money when I worked. Also, your sister helped me out.
My sister? What do you mean?
Oh yeah, she supported me a lot. I contacted her so she gave me some information about your affair. And, of course, she was very surprised about the earrings. You were talking too much, John. You thought she was on your side, but obviously, she wasn't.
Damn it!
Oh, I'm sorry. You were too naive. So I got all of the evidence from the detective and your sister, and provided my lawyer with all of the information.
But $30,000 is way too much. I don't have this money to pay you.
Oh, don't you? You've been seeing this woman for such a long time, even before we got married. So our marriage was all a lie. You both work in a big company and earn enough to pay. I put together all the information both your sister and the detective gave to me. And all of your business trips too were a lie, because I checked with your company.
What?
Yes, I sent them several emails and they kindly replied to me. You didn't go to any business trips.
Oh no! Tell me you're joking. You couldn't do that to me.
Oh, poor John. How could you do that to me?
Oh, you are a low-class woman. How will I work there now and pay you back?
I don't really care. Even if you quit, the amount of money you need to pay me back is gonna be the same. And typically, low-class men can say things like that about women. By the way, it seems like your parents and your sister don't want to talk to you anymore.
How do you know this?
Well, your sister told me that her ex-boyfriend cheated on her, so she can't stand men like that. And when she told everything to your parents, they didn't support you either. Anyway, it's better if you ask them. I must go now.
What about us?
Us? There's no us anymore, John. Goodbye. And pay all the money you owe me. By one payment.
That's impossible. I can't pay you all at once.
Yes, you can. You two earn enough. Good luck with that.
Wait, Emily.
I blocked 3 of them, except my sister-in-law. After that, I entrust everything to my lawyer. Poor John. He had to quit his job because everybody knew them. And so did she. And now they are working part-time to somehow afford their living. His parents don't support him anymore, and his sister doesn't even want to talk to him. I returned to a full-time work at the office. I still connect with John's sister, and I am very grateful she helped me with the divorce. So now, I am ready to help her whenever she needs me.
Hey, Tammy, you there? I'm really sorry to have to do this over text, but I think we should cancel our wedding. I've fallen in love with your sister, and I want to marry her instead.
Wait, what? Rick, what in the world are you talking about? Are you serious about this?
Of course I am. I've never seen a more beautiful woman in all my life. I knew when I went over to your house to meet your parents that I had to make her mine. I mean, she was just so gorgeous. It really was love at first sight.
And what about the love that we've built between us after all this time? I know that my sister is a lovely, beautiful girl who is super popular and all, but you're not really going to leave me for her, are you?
I'm sorry, but I've already made up my mind, and I'm gonna marry your sister Tiffany instead. I think she's gonna make the perfect wife to brag about to my friends.
But I don't get it. So you really just want to call it all off just like that? Even after you've already met my family and everything, you're still going to leave me for my own sister?
I know that all this might come to a shock to you now, but you should know that she was the one that started coming on to me.
What do you mean by that?
I mean that after I got back from meeting your family, she started to text me. She told me that she wanted to marry me as well. Well, she begged me to leave you and choose her instead, and, well, obviously, I wasn't about to turn down such a lovely lady. Besides, the more I talked to her, the more I realized that she really is my type.
Hold on just a second here. You mean, she was the one who approached you?
That's right. I think it's most fair to say that we found each other, but whatever the case, the point is that we're going to be getting married. So I really just don't need you anymore. That's that.
I don't believe this is happening to me. To think that my own sister stole my fiancé from me. I mean, you literally only met my parents today. Are you telling me that you really decided all of this in less than a day?
Hey, you should just count yourself lucky that I bothered to say anything to you about it at all, really. So what if I marry your sister? She's beautiful, and I'm about to start my new position as a CFO for a huge company. I'm sure that your parents don't really care which of their daughters marries a rich guy like me, so I think it's perfect.
I don't even know what to say to that. You're just horrible, Rick.
Horrible or not, I'm gonna get away with this. After all, I'm my parents' only son, so they have to go along with whatever I want. And I'm sure if I tell them I found my true love, that they would never criticize me. Especially when they see just how much prettier your sister is than you.
That's not even what I'm talking about. How could you do this to someone else? Don't you realize how wrong this is? Do you really think that both our parents are going to go along with this?
Well, I just got a message from Tiffany telling me that your parents don't care. At all. If anything, they're happy that your sister and I are together since we make such a better looking couple.
How can this be happening? I don't even know what to think right now.
I know that your sister's excited to be marrying a handsome CFO like me, though. Sure, some people might talk behind our backs, but when they see just how good a couple Tiffany and I really are, everyone will realize why we had to be together. They'll realize that I could never have had a happy marriage with you, when your sister was right there this whole time.
That's a disgusting thing to say. I thought you cared about me.
I did until I didn't. Now I want to break up. I know that you thought I was going to be your free meal ticket, but you'll just have to find another guy to provide for you.
Hey, Tiffany, are you there? You better get back to me right now. I want to know why Rick just told me he was leaving me for you. Did you seriously flirt with my fiancé? I can't believe you would do this to me. Well, it isn't my fault that you brought back someone as handsome as Rick. You really can only blame yourself for all of this. Are you kidding me right now? Is this some kind of a game to you? Rick told me that he doesn't want to get married to me anymore. He told me that you changed his mind after he came over today. How could you do this to your own sister? How could you ruin my wedding like this? Well, you should know that Mom and Dad weren't angry about it at all. In fact, they told me they had always thought Rick and I would make a much better couple. But now I really have to hurry up and go find a dress and someone to do my makeup and all that kind of stuff. So you're really going to go through with all of this? Tammy, did you really think a guy like Rick wanted to marry you? Come on, you have beady little eyes, what can only be described as a 6 head, and have buck teeth. Did you really think that a girl that looks like you had a chance with a guy like Rick? You were practically begging for someone to come and take him from you. Why would you say all that about me? What is the matter with you, Tiffany? I'm sorry, but it's true. I'm the prettier sister out of the two of us, and I think people realized that ever since high school. I was the one dating all the athletes in our school. I'm the one who got regularly scouted by modeling agencies, so of course I would end up with a man as good-looking as me. Did you really think that an ugly little fatty like you could really ever hope to achieve the same? It was obvious you were just into Rick for his money. That isn't true. I wanted to marry Rick because I thought he loved me. I didn't care what his job was. Well, there you go. Now you're just proving that you don't know how the game is played. But of course, an ugly girl like you would have such a naive view of marriage. You just need to realize that you're outclassed by people like Rick and I, and you should know your place. Why are you talking to me like this? Isn't it enough that you stole my fiancé from me? Besides, do you have any idea how hard I try to look pretty when I go out? Well, that's just it. You could have all the makeup in the world, but there's no point in trying to doll up a pig like you. I don't care how hard you think you worked, it was all for naught. How dare you say that to me when every time I would buy makeup or something nice or an accessory, you would always steal it from me? I swear I have no idea what you're talking about in the slightest. Yes, you do. You would come into my room, insult me, and say that a girl like me doesn't deserve nice things. You always did that to me, so that's why I only started buying myself cheap products that I knew you wouldn't want to steal. Well, it's like I said, there was no point in you using anything nice anyways. It was just obvious that those things would be better suited on me. And you can't really be mad at me for reminding you of your place when you forgot it. Just like your engagement with Rick. You certainly do like to shoot for the stars, but that's not where little piggies like you belong. Tiffany, please, you really don't need to talk to me like that. You're being so cruel. Well, this is what you get for thinking you ever had a chance with a guy like Rick. Obviously, someone as handsome and successful as him could only be with a girl as pretty as me. Did you really think that with all the options in front of him to choose from, he was going to go with someone like you? I still don't get why he would want to be with you. Doesn't he realize what a mess you are upstairs? I may not be as pretty as you, but at least I don't have nearly as many issues, and at least I actually have a brain. And just what is that supposed to mean, huh? I mean that it's true, you were dating earlier than I was, but that's also because I was busy studying. Meanwhile, you would ditch class and stay out late over at boys' houses without mom and dad knowing. And just why would some beautiful person like me waste my time studying? I don't need to debase myself like that. If I wanted to succeed in life, all I have to do is find a rich man willing to marry me. So you're saying the difference between you and I is that I understand the value in working for what's mine? Do you really think that not studying was a smart move for you? I remember you falling asleep at your desk almost every night that I would be sneaking out to have fun. And thanks to that, I was able to go to one of the top universities in the country and land a job at an excelled firm. And now thanks to that, I'm already working in upper management and earning a ton. Do you know anyone else our age who can afford a condo like the one I live in? Even Rick's parents thought it was impressive. Oh, so you think that just because you worked hard to get a paying job that means anything? Well, I'm not going to play your little pity party. The only reason you need to work hard is because you could never do what I do. And just what even is it that you do? Well, I used my looks to steal your fiancé away from you, for one, so I suppose you should have been studying dating books instead. All it took was a little smile and some of my girlish charm, and now I'm getting married and you're not. You're really an idiot if you think you're going to get away with this, Tiffany. Well, I guess that means that you let yourself get beat by an idiot then, huh? You really are just pathetic. Do you know that? I have been trying all my life to help you learn how to know your place and live within your means. But for whatever reason, you always think you deserve more just because you work for it. Well, how did that turn out for you? Because I'm going to marry Rick, and you're not. Well, fine then. You can have him. Wait, what? What do you mean? I mean that I'm actually happy. I never thought I was going to get to escape like this, but here we are. So good luck taking care of Rick and his parents. Take care of them? What are you even talking about right now? And why are you so happy that I stole your rich fiancé from you? You should be getting mad at me. I mean, now you're not going to get married, and I'm never going to have to work a day in my life. You think you're marrying a rich man, but you are dead wrong. So consider this my way of expressing pity for you. But the truth is that Rick is very, very poor. Poor? Tammy, literally what are you even saying? He's the CFO for a Fortune 500 company. There's no way that he's poor. That's impossible. I suppose all you needed to hear was that he was a CFO and you filled in all the blanks yourself. But Rick only works for his parents' company, whose best days were about 2 decades ago. Now the only thing the company has left to hold on to is its name. What are you saying? I don't understand what you're getting at. Well, I used to work for an investment firm, as you know, and while there, I was once shown Rick's family file, and, well, it wasn't good. They had been taking out loans repeatedly for years and haven't been able to pay them back. Sounds like the whole family is in a lot of trouble financially. Wait, no, this can't be right at all. This doesn't make any sense. If they're borrowing money, then are you trying to tell me that his family is in debt? That's right. And it's not just your typical business debt. They have run their finances deep into the red by this point. That can't be right. Well, it's true. Of course, many businesses take on some debt as startup capital, but this is much different than that. I don't understand. How could it get that bad for them? I thought that his family was rich. Well, apparently they got into some kind of trade war with another firm from a different country, and it was basically a race to the bottom for both of them. So they ended up making far less in sales and needed to take more loans to make up the difference. Are you kidding me? That's a terrible idea. I agree, and I was really shocked when I first heard that this was happening. In fact, Rick was just telling me this after he came to visit us at home. Well, he didn't tell me, but I happened to overhear him talking about this with his parents over the phone. I heard him talking about how even though I was ugly, I had the money they needed. He thought that I was going to use my income to take care of all his family. You mean that even his parents were in on this? That's right. I asked him if his family was having financial trouble, and that's when he came forward to me about all the debt. But I guess he didn't mention any of that to you when you two agreed to get married. But you should know that he's just looking for someone to leech off of. But I had no idea about any of the debt at all, I swear. Well, then you would better go and cancel your engagement to him now, don't you think? Hold on a second, this is all part of your plan, isn't it? You're trying to scare me away from being with Rick so that you can try and take him back from me. Well, you had me going for a while, I'll admit, but your trick isn't going to work on me. It's really not a trick, but whatever. It's your life and you can do what you want with it.
Tammy, you have to help me. I went to tell my parents that I was going to marry your sister, and they were furious with me. They called me an idiot for throwing away all the money you have just to marry your prettier sister, but I had no idea that all our finances were that bad.
Are you stupid or something? You are next in line to take over the family business, and you're telling me you had no idea how bad the situation really was?
I mean, I knew that we were in a little bit of trouble, but I figured it was nothing that I couldn't fix with a little hard work. I just thought my parents were being overdramatic about all this.
Wow, and you're literally the CFO of your parents' company. It is your job to handle all the financial matters.
I know, but is it really true that your sister never even went to college?
That's right. She was too busy sleeping around with all her boyfriends to care about studying at all. And I think with the job she has now, she barely brings in over $10,000 a year.
Her salary is that low.
I don't know if you call money from part-time jobs a salary, but yes, basically. My sister always told herself that working was beneath her and that she was just waiting for the right rich man to come and save her from having to do so.
But I was marrying her because I thought we could live off of her income for a while.
Wow. Well, it sounds to me like you both are more perfect for each other than either of you originally thought. Anyways, now that you and my sister both realize and we're not getting married anymore, I really don't see why I need to be involved in any more of this. You two are both awful people, and I'm glad that you've found each other. Now please leave me alone and never, ever talk to me again. In the end, it took them getting married for Tiffany to finally realize the mess that she had stepped into. About a week after their marriage, Rick officially took over his family's business and understood just how much debt they were all in. As rumors of the company's finances and poor management began to spread, more and more staff ended up quitting. And I hear that the company is really on its last legs these days. As for my sister, with no schooling or work experience, she began to work at a bar serving the kind of men she thought Rick was originally. As for Rick, he began his second job bagging groceries at a supermarket. I am sure that never in a million years did CFO Rick ever think he would be working two jobs like this. Both Rick and Tiffany thought that the other was just what they were looking for, and it turned out that it was just the opposite. All I know is that I'm glad I dodged that bullet and know enough about my family and Rick's to know that I never want anything to do with them again. As for me, I continued with my job and kept climbing the corporate ladder. I still have my nice condo where I live by myself as I ease my way back into the dating pool. After I cut off my sister, I began to buy the nice products that I had avoided in the past, and I already have a date lined up for next week. If I had known that all my life was missing was cutting out my sister from it, I would have done it a long time ago.